Welcome back to the Nostalgia Podcast. Make sure you're checking us out on YouTube where we're putting out video versions of all these podcasts, so make sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any future episodes. In this episode, we talk all about our favorite Nickelodeon cartoons, from Jimmy Neutron all the way to things like Rugrats. So let us know down below what your favorite Nickelodeon cartoon is as we take a trip down memory lane on the Nostalgia Podcast. Welcome back, everybody, to the Nostalgia Podcast, the place where you can go to relive your favorite memories and your best memories, or sometimes the worst memories, as we saw last episode with Becky and his 8-year-old mind.
What happened last episode?
I know you were talking about how like prostitutes brought you nostalgia back when you were 8.
Oh. Yes. Yep. Well, it was only nostalgic because you were trying to coerce me into being a host with prostitutes. So
those words never came up. That'll never hold up in a court of law. As you heard, we are joined by Becky again, as always. He'll be here talking about Nickelodeon with us. Pretty excited to talk about a little cartoons.
I am. I'm very excited for Nickelodeon. I could talk about Nickelodeon all day, but we were limited to 2 favorite shows, so
I'm so sorry.
Because we have to keep it within an hour or something.
Well, I can say this is going to be part 1 of Nickelodeon cartoons, because for anyone who liked Nickelodeon cartoons as a kid, you'll know that it has so many great shows and so many things that are worth going back and watching. So, but we are also joined by Amanda once again, back from the Snacks episode. How's it going, Amanda?
Pretty good. Excited to talk about my favorite Nickelodeon shows.
Ooh.
Back from
here's the problem. Okay. You said Nickelodeon shows. I feel like that is way too broad, even more broad than just 2. So we're actually only talking about Nickelodeon cartoons today.
Nicktoons, if you will.
Yes, Nicktoons.
And not Nick Jr., just Nickelodeon.
Nickelodeon, not Nick Jr. I think that's a whole separate thing. We'll talk about that, kind of like PBS and PBS Kids. Even though I really didn't watch any PBS stuff. It was more just PBS Kids.
Yeah, no, because PBS was like actual nature documentaries and shit. Like,
we
didn't want to watch that for kids. Yeah,
this really wasn't my jam, you know.
Yeah,
I was
not at the time.
more into the cartoons and stuff. We were definitely going to bring out some really awesome cartoons today because, like I said, they have so many, but we had to narrow it down to 2. So each of us got to pick 2 of them that we will talk about and go over why, in fact, we liked it so much. And then at the very, very end, we are going to talk about our least favorite. So we'll talk about our 1-star review, which is patented, as we said, in North Dakota, just the northern east side of North Dakota. So they're not allowed to use it up there. It's mostly unpopulated near Canada, but hey, still, it's trademarked, all right? Exactly. They felt bad, I think. But we'll pick our least favorite show or Cartoon Network. Oh my god! I guarantee I'm gonna make at least I'm guessing 3 mistakes of saying Cartoon Network instead of Nickelodeon because I'm gonna try and say cartoon.
We have the reminder on the screen for you, John.
Yeah,
I do. I can actually. I'm looking directly at that too the entire time.
Yeah.
So the fact that I can say Cartoon Network is, I mean, a tragedy, an absolute tragedy.
It is a tragedy.
We're gonna get things started though here, and like we always do. Now that you know who's on the podcast and everything, with Guess That Sound. And for the first time, I got the actual name right. Woo, yippee! So we're going to play 2 seconds of a sound. Becky and Amanda are going to try and guess what it is. If they can't get it in 2 seconds, we're going to play a little bit more. And then they guess in a little bit more. And they guess and they get a little bit more. So it should be a pretty fun time here trying to figure out what I decided was the sound for today. All right. And now that we're keeping track of points, Becky and Mike both have 3 points at the current moment. So we'll see if Amanda can get on the board.
I think we have 2 points because we were not able to get the name of the song.
Oh, that's right.
Or the year
2 points because it was the second time through. Yeah. I should probably have that up if I'm yelling about how many points people have.
That's true.
That probably would have been a smart option, but hey, to each their own. Yes, you both have 2 points. So it's going to be, if you guessed in the first try, it's 5 points. If you guessed it in the second try, it's going to be 3 points. And if you guess it in the third time, you get 1 point. Anything after that just doesn't count because I don't think you should deserve the point. So we're going to go ahead and get started here. Are both of you ready to hear 2 seconds of the selected sound and see if you can guess it? All right, all right. I believe in both of you. I believe. And we're going to actually play the sound right if I click the right button. And
is that Rocket Power?
That's your guess. So don't remember, you two are both working together on this.
We are?
Oh, yeah.
Ew.
You are working together. So discuss
Then I have no
it.
idea.
Let me know what's going on in your head.
Oh man,
Well,
you got rocket power in my head now.
well, that's all I can think about now.
Yeah,
Well, you definitely heard like skating.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's got to be the rocket power theme song.
I mean, if it's not the Rocket Power theme song, I would assume it's got to be related to Nickelodeon somehow.
Yes,
That's not,
it is in fact
it is.
related to Nickelodeon. I can
all
give
right,
you
Then
that.
it's gotta be
it's
Rocket Power.
Rocket Power then.
So you guys are locking in Rocket Power?
Well, the Rocket Power beginning.
Yeah, the theme.
Let me turn it down a little bit here, but it is in fact Rocket Power.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say wait.
Oh man, yeah.
Yep. The one hint I was going to give was it ran for 4 seasons and came out in 1999.
That
Which
wouldn't
is
have
way
helped me at all.
early.
That wouldn't have fucking helped me at all.
It could have if you got to like the last one.
Good job, Amanda.
Yay.
Very well done. Well played.
Wow.
2 seconds.
You
I,
get
I feel like it was less than that. It was immediate. That's ingrained in your head.
In my hands.
I wanted to say brain and head at the same time as Hane.
So that does switch things up, though. It means that, in fact, Becky is in the lead, but kind of, because as we said before, Becky's going to have to get more points than everyone else because he's on all the episodes, and I think it's cheating otherwise.
Yeah, I was going to say,
like,
I feel like I should just get half points because like if I'm on every episode, if we get it correctly, I'm always going to have double the. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I should just get half points.
You think half points is fair for you? I think it's fair to come up with your own rules. So right now you would be at a hot 3.5, which means you are the weakest link. Not really. It's actually Becky or Mike that's at 2 now.
Yeah, how many
Amanda's
points? That was worth 3?
That was worth 5.
Oh, that was worth 5 points. Oh, Amanda,
You got it in the first time, in the first 2 seconds.
Wow.
To be fair, he shouldn't get any points. I guessed it immediately.
I should have 4.5 then. 2.5 plus 2.
Oh, yeah. What did I do?
I don't know. But did we only get 1 point? Maybe we only got 1 point for Mike, like with Mike.
No, we
2.5.
have the mic.
But
No, we have me.
Yeah, the mic. The point with Mike. You had 2
welcome to the
yeah.
Nostalgia Math
Yeah, okay, yeah, no.
podcast.
Yeah, we have the point with Mike. Yeah,
Between the 3 of
You're
us,
right.
there's one brain cell.
Yeah. Passing
We're
it
trying
around.
to share it.
Oh, wow.
So I'm 100%. My math was correct. You made me doubt myself.
Yep.
Because I
Cut
just
that, cut that, cut that.
cut that, cut
No,
that.
that's funny. I like it. We're
I
just
had
stupid.
I had the 7 and I just cut it in half. Right? That
Yes.
3.5. I don't know why
Yes.
you had to go half on each and then add them together.
Well, no, because I was
around.
thinking just half on this one for some reason in my head, which is not what I intended. And yeah,
Hey, you know what? It works. You got the points. You're in
Yeah.
second place right
Yeah.
now. First being Amanda. I mean, obviously we just started. Should we do first to like 100 or something? Or should we do first to like 50? I think 50. We're going to do 50. I'm going to do...
okay. What's the prize?
I don't know yet. Not prostitutes. We decided that last time.
All right, I'm not playing anymore then.
Oh, sorry. Let me just delete you off my list here. Just move on with our day. But yep. So congratulations on winning. Guess that sound. Amanda being in the lead now. So we will go ahead and just straight up move on because we have so much to talk about. We're gonna go we're gonna try and cut this right at like the 1 hour mark, like we are supposed to. But I have a feeling that's going to be very difficult considering all the things we have on our list because there's a lot of absolute bangers on this list, like stuff that I didn't even remember, and now looking back, I remember obviously now, but. So we'll go ahead and get things started here, starting with the one and only Amanda. Amanda, what is your number 2 pick for your favorite Nickelodeon cartoon?
I think my number 2 is Cat Dog. It was just such a weird little show with such a fucked up idea. They're really conjoined twins with no ass.
Let's face it, the cat was the ass.
That's true, and it's funny because I'm
those
definitely
aren't hairballs.
Oh God,
I'm definitely like the dog out of the two.
Are you guys cat dogs?
Yeah, no, I don't think I'm just nuts, and I just want to fucking do what I want. Eat Taco Bell. His favorite thing was like eating fast food.
I don't remember Taco Bell being in that show, but all right.
It's my favorite food. But
Shout out
Cat
Taco
Dog,
Bell.
sponsored by Taco Bell.
Yeah.
And their
The
favorite
food never comes out.
they could tell it wasn't a hairball because it was liquid.
Oh God.
Anyway,
So on a lighter note, I have like so many vivid memories of the Cat Dog movie specifically on Cartoon. See, I did it. There's one on Nickelodeon. I remember being at my grandparents' house and we watched it with some popcorn and stuff, and like I remember like none of it at all. I just remember it was their quest to find their birth mother, I think is what it was. And that is literally all
I remember very little about it, except I don't think they found their birth parents.
I don't think so either. And I think they wound up just like, it was one of those classic movies of we went looking and didn't find it, but we're happy with what we have.
We found ourselves.
Exactly.
we have each other.
Our lives are fine the way they are. Why do we want to change it?
Also,
Exactly.
I loved the way that Cat Dog would hug each other because they would just make a U and they would balance perfectly on the middle of the U. Like, have you ever seen them hug each other?
No. Oh my gosh. That is creepy.
Yeah.
They like stood up. Well, I guess they don't have legs. They only have 4 hands.
Yeah.
Are they hands? Paws?
Paws. They only have front paws. Yeah, front arms and paws.
I guess that kind of makes sense. But yeah, it was such a. I want to know who came up with the concept of that. Just absolutely how plastered someone was, and that's like seeing double, and his vision got blurry, and the cat and dog in front of him like mixed together because he's like cross-eyed, and he's like, "I got a great idea."
He was way too drunk.
He has to be, right? One thing you'll see with all of these things that we're choosing, a lot of the actors are the same.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
So yeah, someone like the cat is played by Jim Cummings, who is best known for his role as Winnie the Pooh. But he has such a ridiculous repertoire of like different casting stuff. He plays Pete in almost everything, like from the Goofy movie.
Oh
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you know Pete's a cat?
What?
Did you know Pete's a cat?
Wait, no.
Pete's a cat.
In the Goofy movie?
In all of it.
No, what?
The bad guy, Pete.
Yeah.
He's a cat.
He's a dog.
I'm fairly certain Pete's a cat.
Okay, I need to look this up now. If anybody knows, let us know because I refuse to believe it because everything in that whole oh my god, he's an anamorphic cat. Anthropomorphic cat. What?
I heard that and I can never see him the same again.
Well, In what world is that a cat? And why is his son best
like,
friends with
his jaw is such the typical, like, you drew
bulldog?
a bulldog. Yeah.
What the heck? I mean, so he was originally in Mickey Mouse cartoons, being the bad guy, right?
Mhm.
So I get the cat going after the mice. That makes perfect sense. But why would they bring him into like the Goof Troop and
I mean,
Goofy
he
and
was
stuff?
already the villain. Nobody questioned what he was.
He's
He
not
was
really a
bad guy.
villain.
He's such a badass that he's attacking dogs now.
I guess so. I
Also,
mean,
this is unrelated, but Cat Dog did find their parents.
Oh.
Their mom was a Sasquatch, and their dad was a frog.
what?
I googled it.
What? That is. And we go back to the fact that the person who created it was off his rocker. Because that is absolutely insane.
Wow.
It's just so fucked up.
I just
Like, yeah, that's one of my favorite shows.
I think Cat Dog is really good. I mean, overall as a show, it was one of those ones that I think all of these shows really had. They were episode based, not season based.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you would watch them for one episode and then move on with your life because they would just be on it freaking every hour.
Yeah,
of the
like
day.
each episode was self-contained. Everything was self-resolving in
Yeah.
the one episode. Yeah.
Yeah, which causes things to be, I mean, easier for kids to digest, which is overall the reason that it stuck with us so long is because we were able to remember. Like, I have vivid memories of certain episodes of certain shows, but I don't remember like season finales of shows
Mm-hmm.
from back then. You just remember them as shows.
Yeah, and I don't even remember them having seasons at all.
No.
Really, it was just they're just episodes of a show.
I mean, not a cartoon, but the only one I remember back then as having seasons was Drake and Josh. Only because you could like see major differences between the actors between seasons.
Right.
I mean, Josh lost like 100 pounds.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So I think that was the only time, but everything else it was just like next episode, which makes them a little bit harder to rewatch as adults.
Yeah.
Because I find myself liking things that are like full seasons and actually
like have an overarching plot.
Yeah.
More. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Cat Dog, not a bad option. What do you got for numero dos?
Uno.
We
started-
did dos already.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you got number one?
I'm sure there are a lot of people that can be with me here, but I think my number one Nickelodeon episode, whatever, has to be SpongeBob.
That's actually not what's written.
I'm sorry, it has been typed as sponge boob.
Sponge boob.
But
Sorry.
back when I was 5, I distinctly remember circling the house, running around my house, screaming at the top of my lungs that SpongeBob is going to be on. I didn't know what SpongeBob was at the time. And now watching the first episode, it's probably the worst drawn SpongeBob episode I've ever seen in my life.
None
But-
of them were really spectacular.
The new ones are interesting. Did you know they got rid of the Panty Raid?
I don't know.
The
what that
Panty
is.
Raid episode is no longer shown in runs of SpongeBob. They got rid of it.
What was it about?
A panty raid.
I swear.
It's when
God,
Mr.
that
Krabs
game.
wants to hang out with SpongeBob and Patrick.
Yeah, like Mr. Krabs wants to be one of the boys.
And
The
SpongeBob and
boys.
Patrick do a bunch of dumb kid shit. And then Mr. Krabs is like, fuck this, I'm out. And Patrick's like, but you're gonna miss the Panty Raid. And Mr. Krabs is like, what? So they go and raid some lady's house for their panties, and he's pulling out these underwear, and he's like, I got them, they're bloomers. And Mr. Krabs' mother walks in and goes, Eugene, what are you doing with my bloomers?
Yeah. This is also the episode where Mr. Krabs goes on a rampage and punches the head straight off of an animatronic at one of these said kid things that SpongeBob and Patrick drag him to. It just punches the head clean off. It's perfect.
I'm sure you've heard the term, are you feeling it now, Mr. Krabs?
Oh, yeah.
That's from that episode.
Gotcha. So I am probably way, 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 way out of the norm here because I'm guessing a lot of people who watch Nickelodeon cartoons watch SpongeBob. It was one of the, I mean, in basically every list you listen to, it's number one, right? I mean, everyone said the same thing. It ran for a ridiculous amount of time, and I never watched it and never really liked it.
Wow.
Like, I think I've seen maybe 5 to 10 episodes in my life.
You're missing out, man.
Is it the kind of show that like you go back and watch as an adult and it lives up, or is
No.
it the opposite?
No.
No? Oh, okay.
No.
It's
If you
one
watched
of
it
those.
now, you'd be like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so it's like, yeah, it's if you didn't like it then you just kind of missed out, and you're not gonna like it now for sure.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
it has its moments of like, like an adult show, or not an adult show, adult, things that go over the kids' heads, right? Like SpongeBob, in one of the episodes, Patrick comes up with a good idea, and SpongeBob goes, "Patrick, your genius is showing," and Patrick covers his groin and says, "Where?"
Whoa.
So I was like, yeah, like stuff like that. So like, there's some funny little things in there for the parents and stuff, but like, I wouldn't recommend going back and just binging SpongeBob as an adult.
That's good to know. I considered it because I was curious if it was going to be worth watching. Because you hear people talk about it all the time. I mean, it's constantly in pop culture of all sorts.
Yeah.
But it's just because that joint nostalgia.
If you want to relate to it, you could probably watch it, but
Relate to it?
relate to
Are you calling John a sponge under the sea who lives in a pineapple?
Mm-hmm.
I
I think he lives under a rock.
That's probably closer to
you think he's
where I
Patrick?
live.
Yeah.
Is that a bald joke? That's rude. Actually, SpongeBob's bald too.
They kind of all are, aren't they?
Yeah,
They're
actually.
characters.
Yeah.
Except Sandy.
Yep.
I'd say John's more of a Squidward.
Yeah, and her name is actually goes over a lot of kids' heads. Probably. Sandy Cheeks is her name. That's a funny one.
That is.
So, you have cheeks on your face, right? You could have sandy cheeks up here.
No,
That's
you know
not
exactly what they
that's
meant.
from.
You go to the beach, you get sand in your butt crack, you got sandy cheeks.
Patrick, though, from SpongeBob is actually the dad in How I Met Your Mother. It's Marshall's dad. I don't know if you knew that or not.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and it's hilarious
What?
once you find that out. Yeah, once you go back and watch How I Met Your Mother and listen to him talk, it's absolutely hilarious.
Oh, man.
It's impossible to unsee. I know you guys just watched How I Met Your Mother semi-recently, so I figured it was a pretty good
That's
tidbit
funny.
there for you.
That's funny. That's good.
But yeah, it's worth watching
stuff.
some like clips or something on YouTube, and then just being like, "Oh, son of a bitch, that's goddamn Patrick."
But then, yeah, like back to the whole voice actor thing that you were talking about, like Tom Kenny, for example, he voices a ton of characters in different shows, like Adventure Time and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like it's kind of crazy how like a lot of voice actors, like the good ones, are in a ton of shows.
He was in Rocko's Modern Life.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, he's in Rick and Morty.
Who is he in Rick and Morty?
I don't know. This is what I kind of want to find out. I just saw it under his repertoire. Because he has, oh my god, he's got so much stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if I can find who he is in. Rick. Where is he? Mr. Stringbean. Oh, he's Squanchy.
Oh, he's Squanchy.
He's Squanchy. That's right. I'm gonna go squanch in the corner. Yeah, you go do that, Squanchy. Jeez. Yeah, that would explain that. That does sound like him, but yeah, he was also in Rocko's Modern Life. He was the best friend. Yep.
Oh.
He's like, you just look through these, and it's absolutely insane. That's what you get with voice actors, right? I mean, it's their entire life, and you can do
who's
more
that?
than one.
Who's that one? Tara Strong.
Yep, Tara Strong does every little boy in the world. That sounds really bad. She voices every little boy in the cartoon now.
I think we should call somebody. There's a problem.
I'm so sorry, Tara. I didn't mean it. You're
What, is she a
probably a
Catholic
super
priest?
nice lady. And I rooted for you on The Voice, if that counts.
She was on The Voice?
She was on The Voice for a little bit, yeah.
She does have a voice.
She sings?
Yeah.
Man.
She sings. She was in she was in Loki? Alright, now see, this is the problem. I'll look something up and then I'll get sucked into this universe of like, oh, yep, she was this.
Yeah.
This. You can just keep going down the rabbit hole.
Yeah,
over
because
and over
she
again.
voices Timmy Turner, right? Tara Strong?
Yeah. I believe
And
it's
she
Jimmy
also-
Neutron.
And then
too.
she voices one of the ponies in My Little Pony.
Yeah. She does
Do you know which
Twilight
one?
Sparkles. That's what it is.
Twilight.
Yep.
I
The
was like-
main one.
I mean, all
There's a
6
main
of them
one?
are the main 6.
Okay.
Okay. Listen. If you
Amanda
show a
will
picture
fight you on this.
I will fight you on
to,
this.
to someone who doesn't know My Little Pony at all,
Me.
Twilight Sparkles is the My Little Pony, right?
I guess that's true.
Yeah,
I don't know.
exactly.
Fluttershy is on a lot of shit.
Who's
Sure.
the blue one?
Rainbow Dash?
Yeah, isn't that like the
Oh,
popular?
okay. I guess Rainbow Dash isn't that
I was
bad.
gonna say Rainbow's like my favorite, but
Okay, she was also Raven from Teen Titans.
Oh, yeah.
But I was completely unaware. There is a video out there that's called Teen Titans Go versus Teen Titans.
Oh,
And it's them against each other.
like fighting?
I think so.
I feel like I've seen that.
I kind of want to see it now. Anyway, enough
This
about
isn't a
Tara
Cartoon
Strong.
Network episode.
It's she's literally not even in SpongeBob.
I know.
Like,
Chris just hijacked my portion.
yeah, no joke.
But yeah, you can talk about SpongeBob more.
I mean, I was just
Yeah.
reflect on the fact that John was talking about how he watched the Cat Dog movie, and I distinctly remember going to see the SpongeBob movie in theaters with my cousins, and then going to Taco Bell after because there was a Taco Bell next door. I'm gonna drop Taco Bell's name again.
Just sponsor us, please.
Please give me free Taco Bell.
Hey, if there's a sponsor to get, it's Taco Bell. Trust me.
Please, we'll talk about your Chihuahua that you used to have.
I had that Chihuahua. Not even
Speaking of
fucking with you.
nostalgia.
I had that
Cool.
Chihuahua.
He's plenty dead. Like 3 times over dead.
Well, they could just do what they did with Dorothy on Elmo's World and just keep getting a new Chihuahua.
That's
Dorothy's the
traumatic for
fish.
children.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Dorothy's the goldfish. I mean, you think that fish lived longer than 3 days? Hell no. They had a different one every time.
And Dorothy's still showing up on episodes today.
What
It's
is
like,
the average age of a goldfish?
It's like faking out Ricky on
feel like
Trailer
a couple
Park Boys
months.
with his goldfish. I forgot its name.
Oh my god, I knew this too. But I think you're severely underestimating how long a goldfish lives.
In perfect, pristine conditions in the wild, it probably lives longer, but in a freaking bowl,
In the wild, they grow to be like super big.
yeah, they can grow
They
big.
do, but a domestic one has a lifespan, a normal average lifespan of about 15 years.
Why did mine
Yeah.
only last like a couple days?
With some varieties lasting over 30 years.
No way.
Yeah, that is literally what I'm reading right now.
I'm talking like state fair goldfish in a bag. All right.
All right, let's see. What causes See, this is the problem. We get on tangents like this that have nothing to do with Nickelodeon whatsoever. We find out that a normal goldfish bowl, they only last like 2 months. But if you get a small tank with bad care, it's like 2 to 6 months. A small tank with good care is 6 months. Reasonable tank is 2 to 5 years. A large tank is 8 years. And a large tank with good care and I quote, good genes, 10 plus years.
Well, now we're just
So-
playing God.
So it turns out it was your parents who killed your goldfish by putting him in a small freaking tank.
See? And that Dorothy was
Congratulations,
in just a
children.
bowl.
And Dorothy's just in a little teeny tiny bowl.
Yeah, I mean, maybe she didn't stay there just only for filming, but you know. Also,
So you
Ricky's
figure
goldfish name was Orangey.
Of course.
Orangey, yeah. So how long has Dorothy been around, do you think? 20 years? 25 years?
Probably
So what's 25 times 6?
25 times 6
Yeah, I'm
is
not doing
150.
math right now. What? It is 150, isn't it?
Yeah.
So they have had 150 goldfishes realistically. Play that same thing.
Jesus Christ.
Jeez. All right, yeah, that's a little traumatic. You know what? Let's pull it back to Carter. Oh my god.
2.
That's two. I got one more.
So Amanda tried to Google Dorothy fish age, and the first result was an obituary for somebody named Dorothy L. Fish.
What?
Rest in peace, Dorothy L. Fish. We
will
miss you.
remember you. You were a wonderful goldfish, or what I
Oh,
can
now
assume.
I can see her. Oh, I
Anyways,
Let's bring it back to Nickelodeon cartoons.
let's do it.
Yep. I think Amanda's talked enough about her traumatic moments as a child.
haven't even gotten started on those.
Oh, good. All right, great. No more farm parties. Let's move on to Becky's choices here. Becky, what do you got? So, top 2 in your little universe, Becky's universe. What's the number 2 you got?
My number 2 is going to be Chalk Zone. I loved Chalk Zone as a concept when I was younger. Like, you know, it's really funny because I really, really loved the show, but I didn't really watch it like, it wasn't really on as often as the other, you know, like it wasn't one of the popular shows on Nickelodeon.
Sure, yeah.
But I loved it. Like, the concept was super cool. Like, you had this magic chalk and you could just draw yourself a portal to go into Chalk Zone, and like basically whatever you could imagine you could draw up. It was kind of like going back to SpongeBob, like Doodle Bob, that magic pencil, except with chalk and a whole show around it. So yeah, Chalk Zone's going to be my number 2.
Was Chalk Zone like semi-educational, or was it all? Because let's face it, most of these things are not educational in the least bit, right?
Yeah.
I mean, look at PBS Kids when we were talking about like Between the Lines or Barney or Comfy Couch. They were there to teach kids certain things about life. Nothing on Cartoon Network that I have seen so far that we've talked about teaches you about life. It's straight up just
Nickelodeon
entertainment.
3.
Did I do it?
You did it.
Oh!
Ding, ding, ding. 3 strikes, you're out of here.
I did say at least 3 times.
That's true.
That is.
But yeah, no, I don't think Chalk Zone was educational. You know, it was like when he wasn't in the Chalk Zone, he was at school, but like you didn't really get any of that. You know, there was no education around it. It was just him drawing a portal to Chalk Zone and solving problems there and stuff like that. So, you know. Yeah.
I mean, I don't have any vivid memories of Chalk Zone, but I 100% watched it. It was one of those that probably was on so like infrequently that I would watch it, I would move on with my life and never think about it again because these other big name shows were taken over.
Yeah, it was definitely that, except it really stuck with me. Like, I loved that show a lot, and like I kind of wanted, like, I didn't really prime for this, but I mean, I almost never prime for the podcast episodes, but you know, I want to like I want to watch a couple of clips or episodes of it, you know, just to like remember what even the plot was, you know, and what kind of problems they solved and stuff like that. But
so
yeah,
I've been trying to do is just not even like watch episodes, but at least watch the intros to these shows.
Yeah,
because that was, I mean, the most important part. It was when you sat down and like, because let's face it, you wouldn't just sit down and start watching a cartoon. You'd sit down, come into a very middle of a cartoon, finish it, and then you'd watch whatever's on next, because you didn't plan your stuff around when cartoons came on. You got done with dinner, you got done with lunch or something, you sat down and watched them, and it was never starting from the very beginning.
with
It
the
was just kind of
exception for
whatever.
me of Yu-Gi-Oh. So I would watch it in the morning before I'd catch my bus for school.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah.
Duel.
For me, that was Pokemon. I used to watch Pokemon all the time before going to school.
Yeah.
But that was one of those rare exceptions where I had the VHS of it. We got Poke Friends, it was called, I believe. It was a little. We talked about this on the another Pokemon podcast too, or Pokemon episode. But it was just a VHS of 3 episodes of Pokemon. Wasn't anything crazy, but it was how Ash got his Charmander, his Bulbasaur, and his Squirtle.
Oh yeah.
And as a kid, I thought those episodes came right after each other because in the VHS I had, they played right after each other. And I couldn't figure out how all of his Pokemon changed in between episodes, and they didn't tell me.
Like you know how the plot of that episode is like the original trainer left Charmander out to like
Yes.
have his tail go out in the rain, blah blah blah. Well, the dude, so
Blah,
that
blah,
that
blah.
trainer,
It's not
they
traumatic.
yeah, they all the dramatics. But that trainer was talking to like the people in the Pokemon Center that they were at, right? Like you know how they were like in a big circle because he was this popular cool guy.
His name
And he was talking to them, and he was like, "Yeah, so I took a hot iron poker and I stuck it up his ass, like just like stupid shit like that." Yeah,
I'm gonna assume that this was like a 2010-ish YouTube. Something like super
that's
early
probably
on.
pretty spot on actually, because I was in mid high school probably. Yeah,
That wouldn't surprise me. YouTube used to be that way a lot more.
yeah.
There were no content violations, if you will, back then.
Yeah.
No.
It did get
They
taken
were-
down at some point because it's not around anymore. But there was a
That-
scene where
That doesn't surprise me.
was it I think James said, "Suck my dick, Meowth," and Meowth went, "Tastes like cheese."
Is that what that's from?
Yeah.
I've heard that before, and I think I've seen gifs of it or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Jeez.
It's right up there with Everybody Wants to Kiss Kakashi.
Oh, I've never seen that.
It's the exact same premise, except it's the Naruto episode where Naruto's
Where he's gonna
in the
like take his
hospital.
mask off. Oh.
And like the very beginning, I
Mhm.
think. It's very inappropriate.
YouTube back then. What a different.
Yep.
place.
That's
Different
nostalgia
world.
in and of itself.
That's a different
So,
episode.
Yeah,
we
it is.
are going to have a couple probably videos of nostalgic YouTube videos because I want to talk for hours about llamas with hats.
Oh god. Llamas with hats. Charlie the Unicorn.
Stick figures on crack.
Stick figures on crack. The
Who's the
early Bo Burnham.
self-defenses?
Oh,
Self-defense.
self-defense.
Oh my god.
The man
get wrist
tied up
control.
in your trunk.
You feel
Yeah.
that?
He's
You
trying
feel
hard.
like-
Chuck Testa.
And then you pull.
And then you pull out your gun and the girls in the car like, ah.
That's so. Did you know the guy in there at the part? Where is it? At one of the very first scene in that is Donald Glover.
What?
Yeah. It's on YouTube under Derek Media was his name, and
Wow.
Donald Glover or Childish Gambino, a lot of people know him as, but
Yeah.
he was in like Spider-Man. He was in Community. He's a very famous actor, and he was actually in there just randomly. If you go there, you can also
hilarious.
watch his what is it? The New Kid Poops His Pants, I think is the name of the thing. It's classic YouTube. Definitely, like you can go back and watch it if that's what you choose, and we'll talk about it on the YouTube episode more. But it's worth a watch. But the self defense one, that is where it's at. That is it's peak comedy.
That was good.
Anywho,
what do you got
Chalk
for number
Zone.
one? What do you got? Well, screw Chalk Zone.
all right, Chalk Zone's over. We're done with it.
causing too many tangents.
Yeah. All right, number one for me, and this I didn't specifically look it up to see if it. I think we established it's not Nick Jr. technically, but maybe Nick Jr. wasn't around at this point yet. But Rugrats.
I don't think it was. So Rugrats came out incredibly early. Like I think you underestimate how early Rugrats actually came out.
Rugrats was my shit.
Rugrats came out in 1991.
Wow, that was before I was born.
Yeah, that has been on forever.
Oh my god, dude, I loved Rugrats. Easily my favorite show as a kid, easily. Oh my god, it brings back so many memories, and just like when the title sequence when it shows the episode, the ba ba do 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 do, like
Yeah.
the vocalist,
Mhm.
the like acapella vocalist thing. It was really interesting and unique, and just that show was so good. From like talking babies, and he can bust out of his playpen with a screwdriver, and getting into all these hijinks and stuff like that, and that like it. Also, the PlayStation 1 game, The Search for Reptar,
Yep.
to go with it. And I know that's like another episode, I'm sure, but like that game
Such a
and that,
good game.
oh my god, so good. And like that show was just so many memories of Rugrats. Just so good.
So along those lines, not I have so many like weird facts about shows and stuff. It's fantastic.
That's good.
Like I just anytime a show's brought up, I dig my mind. Like the fact that the creators of Rugrats were actually incredibly big Doctor Who fans.
Oh,
And
really?
That is why Tommy always has a screwdriver, because in Doctor
Oh.
Who he always has a sonic screwdriver.
Oh, that's funny.
And actually, in several, I think it's like 2 or 3 episodes, you can see Tommy has an actual stuffed animal of a Dalek, the main bad guy in.
Oh, really?
Yep, in Doctor Who. Yep,
I was gonna say,
it's just
doesn't
in there.
isn't the big robot that Reptar goes against, that kind of looks like a Dalek, doesn't it? A little bit.
I don't remember who was Reptar's arch enemy.
Yeah, Nemesis.
Nemesis. That's the word I'm looking for, but I guess not. Robo Snail.
Not Dactar.
It's Robo Snail.
Nemesis. No, not robots. Not Robo Snail.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So, did either of you watch the movie Rugrats in Paris?
Yes.
A very long
That
time ago.
movie is so incredibly good. I don't know if it holds up, but everything I remember about that movie was great, especially down to rest in peace, but the Aaron Carter song
Oh,
that plays in the middle of it. Not Aaron's Party. Life is a Party.
oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't remember that song.
It is worth listening to. It's a fantastic song, and it's from that show, because that's the introduction of Kimmy, I believe, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or right around there.
Mm.
But that movie was incredibly depressing when Chucky goes on the plane and he just starts seeing moms in the clouds, and he sings a song that's "I Want a Mom That'll Last Forever."
It's
Like-
the most vivid part of the whole thing for me.
Yeah.
100%. It's freaking traumatic. Then his dad comes in to try and like console him, and he's like, "Yeah, nope, that's that's a little bit depressing."
Also, you guys and our listeners / viewers are going to think I'm fucking stupid, but
Yes.
the nemesis I was thinking about was the robot from one of the Toy Story movies.
Zurg?
Yes,
What?
that's what I was thinking of.
Not even close.
I don't know why, but
He's not a robot.
Oh, whatever. He looked like a robot to me.
He's an emperor. He's Emperor Zurg.
Are you sure he's
He's,
not a robot? What's hooked up to him then?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure he's not. I'm pretty sure he's like Darth Vader. That's what he was based off of.
Oh.
So he's like.
So I
humanoid
thought
in
he had like a skirt thing, like a dress thing going on with lights down the side of it, like to where he looked like a Dalek. But no, I'm just totally misremembering everything. Apparently,
I was gonna say I probably remembered a little bit more than you, because there's a one of the big rides at Disney is
is Zurg. I mean, he's definitely he's wearing like a dress type thing, but it looks nothing like a Dalek. So I just had this weird amalgamation in my head of what this was, and it was apparently in Rugrats and not Toy Story. So I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore.
Disney, Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network. It's all the same thing, right?
It's all the same thing.
Hey, darn kids are watching their cartoons again.
Oh man,
yeah, Rugrats was in my repertoire of favorite shows of all time.
oh yeah,
because it is just The amount of times I watched Rugrats in Paris, again, we had the VHS of it, so that I could just watch it at any time. We watched it all the time. I remember like the sumo wrestlers and stuff jumping around, and they kept just saying, "Hey, beep beep," over and over again, and it was just awesome. And I can't. It probably doesn't hold up. I'm saying probably because it's Rugrats. It probably doesn't, but
Yeah,
I think it's
probably
worth.
very dry, but
Yeah, I would think it's worth like rewatching because
at
the
least like a couple
animation style
episodes.
is really cool in Rugrats
Yeah.
in Paris. It's a lot different, but yeah, Rugrats was such a. I mean, there's the what is it? The conspiracy theory that all of the kids and stuff are in Angelica's head,
Oh,
and she's just schizophrenic or something, or like. And then there was one that like each of the parents are like there's some form of like mental illness or something like that. Yeah, there's a lot of like dark things around Rugrats.
I was gonna say,
that
wasn't
people
there
come
one
up
where
with.
like each of the parents is like one of the 7 deadly sins or something stupid, like some crap
Maybe?
like that. Yeah, I don't know, but
All I can remember is vividly the episode where Stu is in the Stu is in the basement working on toys or something, and the mom comes down and goes, "What are you doing?" And he goes, "I've lost control of my life."
He's making pudding at 3 a.m. because that became a meme.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, because I think she comes in and she's like, "Stu, why are you making pudding at 3 a.m.?" And he's like, "I lost control of my life." Yeah,
And it always makes me want pudding.
He's very relatable.
Every time I see it.
Dude, oh my god. Speaking of that, there's an episode where the parents get pizza, and the cheese is like stretching. Oh my god, that episode makes me want pizza so bad every time. And I want like stretchy cheese pizza. It looks so good.
I'm sorry, but the only thing that takes the cake on that is the freaking Goofy Movie cheese pizza.
I was just gonna say that. I literally had the picture up. I was just about to.
Oh, pizza now.
Oh my gosh, when they're in the little hotel room and they're just like, they lift up the pizza and it's just all stringy. It's like,
I know, like, but like real pizza isn't like that. And I'm like, I wish I lived in a cartoon where I could have pizza like that, where it will clog my arteries upon impact of my tongue.
I don't want to accidentally choke on a ton of cheese.
Yeah.
There apparently is pizza like that. I'm guessing we just don't have it. Apparently there are several YouTubers who have made the Goofy Movie pizza. And yeah.
Is Babish one of them? Does Babish make it?
Babish might be one of them. He
had to.
I know he made it.
Right?
I watched it.
Yeah.
Did you? Okay.
Does it string like it does in the cartoon?
Not
I
quite.
just sent you a
much,
screenshot
of course,
of one somebody made.
All right.
It's I kind of want it now. And I don't feel like we ever have that around here.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that looks good.
Oh my god.
Right? Anyone who
Dude,
can't,
you know what the worst part of it is that like that looks like a really good Pizza Hut pizza. Like if you get a really good pizza from Pizza Hut, which I know is like sacrilege, it's like an American chain, but if you get a really good Pizza Hut pizza, it could look like that.
So hear me out. Pizza Hut is not good ordered, delivered, or picked up. It is only good when you're
leftover.
There. No, there.
Okay.
When you're there and they cook it and bring it right out to your table.
And it's good.
And the cheese is still nice. It's great.
But original pan is still good cold after it's been in your fridge.
Okay, I don't mind that. Yes, and actually, if you haven't done it, put it in the air fryer.
Oh yeah.
Oh, air fried pizza's so good.
Mm-hmm.
But
one of these days, we're gonna do a monthly movie night of the Goofy Movie. Because that is one of my top 5 movies of all time.
Well, I will have to watch it for the first time when we do that one.
You've never seen the Goofy Movie?
I've never seen it.
Can I be there when you guys watch it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Like, I cannot stress this enough. That movie is the movie that holds up the best from your childhood. It is a legitimate good movie with amazing music. And actually, the person who voices Max, who's the main character, is Goofy's son. His singing voice is by the same the husband of Idina Menzel.
Oh, really?
Who's the one who plays Anna Jesus,
or Elsa. Yeah,
and she's also
and she was in Wicked.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So he's incredible. He was also in Rent.
Mm.
And he's a phenomenal singer. Everything in that movie is just amazing. It's the reason it's one of my top 5 movies of all time. And man, I want to be there because the songs hit so incredibly hard. Like they're so good.
All right, so we have to. All right, so what we have to do then is for the Goofy movie night, you come over. The 3 of us try to replicate the pizza.
Yes.
And we eat the pizza while watching the movie.
Yes. Replicate pizza. Watch the Goofy movie. Live your best life.
Yep, that's what we got to do.
That sounds fantastic.
I'm down.
I love it.
All right. All right, but yeah, Rugrats was my. Anyways,
Such a big fan.
Oh yeah, just reel her back in.
Yeah,
got the
So
dollar.
Rugrats was my choice, but I'm gonna do like one tiny little quick tangent because you mentioned that you had the movies on VHS. You remember a hefty majority of the Nickelodeon VHSs. The VHSs themselves were orange, and that was the coolest shit ever. When you were a kid, you're like, "Fuck yeah, this is a Nickelodeon VHS. It's orange." It was the coolest, man.
Oh yeah, 100%. You knew which ones were Nickelodeon movies. Like the one Rugrats in Paris was in fact orange.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. What a do you guys remember like the Nickelodeon hotels that they used to have?
Yes.
I think so.
I always wanted to go to one.
Yeah.
I can tell you that going to the closest you're ever going to get, because all those shut down, is going to Disney at the Pop. What are they? Pop culture hotels. They have like 3-story like Toy Story figures and stuff.
Does Universal Studios still do Nickelodeon stuff or no?
I don't know. I'll let you know later in the year because I'm literally going.
You're
there.
going?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yep. But I don't think so. I think their hotels are pretty like vacation-y hotels more than like if you look up
You want to
like
stay there for a bit?
Yeah, the Pop Resorts, they have like Pop Movies, I believe it is.
Mm-hmm.
And they have just like a couple different ones, but also Pop Animations, that's the one. They have like Lion King, they have Little Mermaid, Cars, and one other, I think. But there's a couple others too. But yeah, it's really cool, but not the same as the old Nickelodeon ones you used to see on Nick.
Gotcha.
Back in the day.
All right, Johnny boy.
Why don't we move on to mine? I think it's about time we talk about the 2 best that we haven't we haven't even scratched the surface of. But
yeah,
my number 2 is actually going to be Jimmy Neutron. So Jimmy Neutron, I always remember the little shorts in between other shows. It's how it got started. They were like little shorts, like 2-minute shorts in between other shows that would play. And then off of those shorts, it got a full-length theater movie that came out.
Wait, you got a movie before it got the show?
I'm pretty sure the movie came out before the show. And then the show came out.
The movie with the egg aliens?
Yeah.
Really? No.
Yeah.
It didn't come out before the show, did it?
I think it came out after the shorts, but before the show, because it came out in 2001. And it looks like the first episode of Jimmy Neutron was in 2002. Yep.
What?
Yeah.
Was I just watching the shorts thinking it was a whole show or something?
I think so. Because if you watch the shorts, you vividly remember them. Because it wasn't like it was in the early like mid 90s that these came out. Jimmy Neutron came out in 2002. So you were 9, 10?
Yeah.
8. Just keep throwing out numbers.
Yeah, just keep doing. We'll see what sticks.
But it was only on for 4 years till 2006, and then the company that did the animation actually went under for some reason. I don't remember why.
Dude, I've actually read something on like Reddit or some crap about how like it was somebody who used to work at that studio, because like somebody had pointed out like a mistake that was made, or like, look at the shitty facial expression Nick was making during this scene or whatever. And they were like, let me tell you what it was like to work at this studio, because it was the shittiest run, rushed production thing ever. And it was like, we would have like a day to pull through like a whole. I don't. That's probably an over exaggeration, but they were like the timelines were absolutely fucking nuts,
Yeah,
and they
it
just
was
couldn't. Yeah,
run into the ground in 4 years, and then I guess they were gonna sell it to Nick, and Nick decided that the animation wasn't worth the money for what they were making on the show and dropped it,
wow,
which is
dude,
so sad.
my mom loved Jimmy Neutron. Like,
Same.
Understandably,
really?
My mom
Yeah.
did too.
My mom loved that show. Like it, like how parents like to choose their favorite kids shows that their kids are watching. My mom loved Jimmy Neutron.
think about it from a parent standpoint. Okay, it is a genius child with two loving parents
That's true.
in the show when you're surrounded by things like Ed, Ed, and Eddie. All right,
And Cat Dog.
And SpongeBob.
Yeah. And Cat Dog and SpongeBob.
Yep, that's true. Did you see the episode that talk about tangents of Ren and Stimpy where he's sawing his butthole in half? Which one was Ren and Stimpy was the not red one, right?
I do not think I could ever come up with who was which.
Okay, well, so the one who's not red had a saw like where his groin would be like sticking out like a penis, right? And he's like sawing wood, except the wood is being held on the ass of the red one. And so he's sawing and sawing and sawing, and then he starts getting really fast, really fast, really fast. And then when he cuts through it, his saw goes limp. Yeah.
What?
I'm not even kidding. I've seen the clip. Pull it up. Pull up the clip.
Okay, I'm not pulling up the clip.
Pull up the
But
clip.
I just looked it up, and that's disturbing looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was not a fan of that show.
No?
It was not too stupid for me.
Yeah, I didn't really watch it very much, but
I'm not a
anyways.
very smart person, so I liked it.
I can see you watching it while beating your head against the wall for no reason. I was wrong earlier, though. Tara Strong does not voice Jimmy from Jimmy Neutron.
Okay.
How could you?
She's actually voiced by Debbie Derryberry.
Could they just
Derryberry. Debbie
There was
Derryberry.
such a pattern of having women voice little boys. You know, like
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, it's a lot easier for us to sound like this all the time than it is for you to sound like a little boy.
well, yeah, but why can't you just have somebody sound like a regular little boy, not this like whiny, squeaky?
Because little boys
because-
sound whiny and squeaky.
and child labor laws are a thing.
Nah.
You realize they probably recorded a lot in bad settings in
Yeah.
not so great places and forced them to work probably 12-hour days, which I think at the time you were only allowed to have kids work like 3-hour days or something crazy like that.
Probably.
Especially
but Debbie
that young.
Derryberry is in a shit ton of things.
Debbie Derryberry?
Yeah, she's the one who voices Jimmy Neutron. Derryberry. Derryberry. Derryberry.
The old Deb Dare Bear.
She was in Toy Story. She was
Oh.
the aliens. The
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, that's that. But that was Jimmy Neutron. The movie was phenomenal. Actually, I'm pretty sure it got nominated for an Oscar.
It
Like,
was a
I'm
good
pretty-
movie, though.
It was fantastic.
I always
And,
remember
like-
I loved as much crap as the animation studio got. I loved the way the egg aliens looked. Like their insides looked so cool.
Yeah.
You know, like the slime was really good.
The fact that they were like egg yolks. in
Yeah.
Chicken spaceships.
Chicken spaceships. Yep.
Yeah. And then at the end, they made them all do the chicken dance
Yeah.
for some ritual thing for, what was the name of the gigantic chicken that they prayed to?
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
Hold on. I'm going to
I
look
do
this
not
up.
remember.
Or is it chicken god, right? Poltra. That's the one. Yeah, the three-eyed chicken god that was just stomping around eating things. But yeah, it was in fact nominated for an Oscar.
Wow.
Yep. And I thought it was great. I mean, when they went to, I remember when they all snuck into the amusement park after hours and they all like rigged up all the things. My favorite line in the entire thing is when Sheen is like looking at two different parts, and he goes, "Jimmy, which one do I use?" And he goes, "Sheen, it's not rocket science." It's, oh, maybe it is.
Oh, actually, it is
But
rocket
yeah,
science. Yeah.
it is such a great movie, and it was another one of those episode to episode movies or shows, I should say,
Yeah.
that was just fun to watch.
I was always pulling for my boy Jimmy to just get with Cindy.
There was a lot of sexual tension between this. That sounds bad.
Oh, we're not going to talk
They
about
were
sexual
children.
tension
There was
between
just tension.
12-year-olds.
Just normal tension. Do you think they were 12? How old do you think they were?
I have no idea, actually. I feel
I
like
mean, they were
either.
in a one classroom, like.
Oh, that's true. Maybe they were like 8.
It was
Oh
11.
no, 12 would have been one classroom as well.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
8th grade.
It was
Yeah.
11. He was 11.
Oh, look at you.
They were 11.
Yeah, looks like Jimmy was 11 in 6th grade.
Way to go, John. Now our podcast's on a list.
Do you know? Shit.
I feel like this should have already happened.
That's true.
Yeah, that's fair. But we can move on to my last pick here because I think it is the best that Nickelodeon has ever made. And all those lists that say SpongeBob is number 1 can blow it up their blowholes because I think that Avatar The Last Airbender is the peak of Nickelodeon.
That's true.
Solid.
I would say that the peak depends on the age group that is the target of the show that you're talking about. Because like Rugrats is peak early for me, but Avatar is definitely peak like middle.
Yeah. I agree. Because
Yeah.
Avatar
But,
was not it was not that episode to episode. So the reason I brought it up earlier that these other shows are episode to episode, they don't communicate, there's no season differences. In Avatar, there 100% was. There was a very strict storyline that happens.
Yep.
That was incredibly good. It had like deep points to it. It had good storytelling. It had like character development. It was something you didn't see in Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
And
Go
ahead.
I was actually going to say I'm actually really surprised that like Nickelodeon picked up Avatar: The Last Airbender because it's very out of the norm for Nickelodeon shows. It's very much so anime-esque art style, and like you said, it's got an overarching storyline. So,
Do you say overarching?
Arcing.
I actually don't know which one it is.
I don't know. I feel like if you look at the words, you could use both of them, right? Because an arch is just doing this, and an arc is also just doing this, right? So,
what's the difference between an arc and an arch? Isn't an arch a thing of
an arch
is the shape? An arch,
and an arch is like the architectural, like
that
final
would be my
product.
guess. Yeah, this
Yeah,
may
I
be
don't
the
know.
least exciting thing we've ever talked about
Yeah,
on
that's
this
true.
podcast.
That might be. Yeah,
We just lost 3 viewers.
that's all of them.
But yeah, Avatar was I go back and watch Avatar probably once a year. And I watch Legend of Korra obviously as well at the end of it because it's just very good as well. But
I have yet
Avatar
to watch The Legend of Korra. Actually, I need to.
You don't watch many things, sir. You need to
I
find
don't.
better uses of your free time.
Free time.
Exactly. You pop an AirPod in, you watch it on your phone as your kid sits there doing.
I'm not the fancy pants with the AirPods. That's
I
this
was gonna say
one.
that'd be me.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I don't
Yeah.
have AirPods either.
Yes, you do. AirPod Max. You're wearing them.
I have Pros too. Pros are way better for walking around and doing things. These are
Mhm.
really like
Not
bougie,
good.
if you will.
They're like, don't talk to me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Avatar, I love the show. And in Korra, they go back and talk about some old avatars and stuff and like how they came about, and they do it in such a great way. And the storytelling is amazing. And I remember watching it as a kid, but because it kept coming out in weird orders, I wouldn't get the whole story.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
try and watch it episode to episode, but you'd get missed parts, and you're like, "Oh my god, how do you just start water bending out of nowhere?"
Yeah.
And then like there's the not Nickelodeon, but M. Night Shyamalan movie about Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh yeah, the
That is
live
notably seen as the worst movie of all time.
action.
Right up there with The Room. So they're pretty
Right up
good.
there with what?
The Room.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a whole nother thing. That's a whole
Hmm.
nother movie that we won't even get into because that is bad,
yeah.
but for a whole different reason.
But yeah, for the reasons that you just described with Avatar, that's actually why I didn't watch Avatar all the way through until like, what was it, 3 years ago?
Yeah, we were in North Carolina.
3 years ago. Yeah,
Really?
that was the first time I actually watched it like through. Otherwise, when I was younger, I loved Avatar as well, and I got the box set of season 1 on
Book
DVD.
one.
And so, yeah, I had book 1, which I think book 1 was water, wasn't it?
Yes.
So it was water, earth, fire.
Yes.
Yeah. So I had that, and so I watched like that season straight through because I was able to, but that was it. That's all I had at the time.
Mhm.
So I hadn't watched the whole show straight through until about 3 years ago.
Wow.
But it's really
it's-
good though. I
it
loved it back
holds
then.
up
I had it does.
surprisingly well.
Yep.
It's just got a good like beginning, middle, and the end. I think is my favorite. Just everything about it and how they brought in the like how they handled the ending of the evil stuffs that might have
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah.
I won't spoil it for people, but
Okay,
really
it's been out for like 20 years. I think it's
Hey,
fair to
3
say.
years
it's
ago-
nostalgia, but I don't want some 25-year-old to be like, I was going to watch it, but now I know.
Ah!
Well, 3 years ago, it would have spoiled it for me. So we'll save it for those
A
people.
25-year-old?
I guess that's
Oh,
fair.
that would have been 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
The old man.
I'm
You're
an
so
old man.
You're
Getting
an
grades.
old man. Yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
man.
honestly, like Jimmy Neutron and Avatar are two that just like they're standouts for me. Rugrats is definitely up there though.
Yeah.
Chalk Zone was one that I didn't see coming. I guess there's a
Yeah.
there's a lot of other options. I mean, there was like Hey Arnold and stuff. Which
You know
is
what's
pretty
funny
good.
is that I didn't get an appreciation for Hey Arnold until like kind of later in life, and by kind of later I mean like a preteen, so to speak.
Oh,
I don't
really?
know. Yeah, like maybe 13 or something like right before high school or something like that is when I got an appreciation for it, and that's because like I don't know. I feel like I was a pretty immature kid, and Hey Arnold had a lot of mature themes
yeah.
and topics. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, and so it didn't interest me when I was a younger kid at all. Really, I didn't really like it that much.
I think I watched it more because my older brother watched it.
Mm-hmm.
Which makes sense. Being 2 years older than I am, why I watched it. But speaking of bad TV shows, let's go ahead and move on to our 1-star review. Not that I'm saying Hey Arnold's bad, but we'll move on to our patented 1-star review here, and we'll see what everybody thinks is their least favorite Nickelodeon cartoon. Starting with Amanda, what do you got for us?
So one show that I just couldn't really grasp. I grasped it. I just didn't really like it. Was As Told by Ginger. I know. I'm sorry. I just
Get the fuck out.
I didn't like the character or her friends, and then she just wanted to be with the popular girls, and the popular girls were dicks to her, and she just I don't know. It was stupid. Like
She
you
was
don't
a
have to be
teenager.
popular. The popular girls are assholes. Just hang out with your dumb little friends and have fun. And she always got into these stupid little circumstances, and it always pissed me off. I never liked it. It always made me mad.
See, for me, it was the art style. I couldn't get past it as a kid.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
could see that too.
I liked the art style.
There was
She had a
another
weird
show
nose.
that was a lot like it.
It was warm. It was like a warm art style. I don't know why, but it was like warm and comforting almost. Like it reminded me of fall. I don't know why.
Is it because her hair's red?
No.
That's kind of what I'm thinking
Her sister
too.
has red hair.
No.
It was that same style as like Wild Thornberries.
Mm-hmm. Wild Thornberries was very weird to get behind too.
I
loved
loved
Wild
Thornberries.
But
Loved
like
it
art
specifically.
style.
You could talk. She could talk to animals, and that was
Well,
so
yeah.
cool.
That was cool, yeah.
That was like the coolest part though. Her dad was annoying as hell.
Oh, what? I love Nigel.
Not when you're a kid and you're imagining your dad doing that to you, and you're like,
I thought he was funny. Donnie was
Nigel Thornberry.
chaos.
I don't know. I liked Wild Thornberries a lot better than a Soul
Yeah, I
by
did
Ginger.
too.
I think Soul by Ginger just, creeped me out a bit.
I also think As Told by Ginger was kind of made for the general female population.
Yeah, definitely. Yep.
Yeah. I think
Was there
Wild
was like
Thornberries was more unisex.
was
So
there
it
like
makes
a
sense.
dude centric show? I guess that'd be like Ren and Stimpy style, huh?
I feel
Danny
like
Phantom might
I feel
have
like
been.
Rocket Power was pretty dude
Oh,
centric.
yeah.
Yeah. It's like I know they
Yeah.
had the token girl who liked skating and stuff, but like, that was like skating and surfing and rollerblading and like a lot of those typically boyish things that,
Rocket Power didn't even make the list.
I love Rocket Power too,
I
but
think we're gonna have to do another
So
show.
old.
That's
all
for
about
episode
Rocket
2.
Power. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Rocket Power has some really cool stuff in it that they do.
Yeah.
And I used to play the game all the time on my Game Boy Advance.
I never had the game on the GBA.
It was good. It was good.
I never had a GBA.
What
You
about you,
didn't?
Becky? What do you got for a bad show for us?
Mine's gonna be kind of controversial again, where I'm gonna piss off a lot of people that love shopping at Hot Topic. But I'm gonna go Invader Zim as my 1-star review.
All right.
Yeah.
Look. Which way is your door?
I'm not answering that question
Okay,
because
That way.
Which way is the window?
That way.
Open it and just tuck and roll.
Don't tuck and roll. Just jump head first.
Don't tuck and roll. Do it.
But like, so I didn't like Invader Zim because it was like, I feel like it tried so hard to be super edgy, and it just ended up being kind of like, for me, like it was just over the top edginess, and then that kind of, you can sense that in the people that really like it a lot, like the people that buy the merch for Invader Zim, where you have those like really edgy like goth people that are like world domination, ha ha ha, like, and it's just like, get the hell out, man. It's so annoying to me.
Or the
two
picnic girls that have the Gur hoodie and they're like,
Yes.
I love tacos.
Oh my god, one of my ex-girlfriends had a freaking Gur purse, and I was just
Was
like,
it Brit?
yeah.
How the question is, how many like I'm not your typical girls do you think have an Invader Zim tattoo as their first?
Oh my god. So that number is uncountable.
It's just
It's
astronomical.
infinite. Yeah.
To be a not your typical girl, you have to have one. It's a prerequisite.
It's a prerequisite
You
in
have to
order to
get
get into the group.
a Gur tattoo on your ankle or something. I don't know.
Along the same lines, this gives me like the same vibes as that one YouTube video of all the like goth people dancing under the bridge.
Oh my god.
Oh yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Those are the people that like at least 3 of those people had an Invader Zim keychain
Guaranteed.
hanging off of their parachute pants or whatever. Not parachute pants, but I don't know
The
what
trip pants.
what?
Trip.
Pants? That's what they're called?
That's what I used to call them. They were a Trip brand
Huh.
back in the day.
Like the ones with all the straps and shit going across
I
them?
love them.
Oh my
I'm
god.
pretty sure they're called cargo pants.
Your cargo.
No, they're not cargo pants. They're like cargo pants with straps going over the legs and stuff so that it's hard to fucking walk. God
That
damn.
explains the trip name.
That's true.
Got him.
If you look up Trip pants, they
Yep.
come up.
That's exactly it. Yes.
So trip
Trip
pants
pants.
is what we're
I
All
doing.
right.
told you. I was right.
It's trip pants, yeah.
I definitely wasn't trying to be one of those people when I was in like.
I don't believe you. You had platform
Sixth
boots
grade.
and everything, moon boots and shit. No, I don't know if you did or not.
I didn't, but thanks for
Yeah.
thinking I was cool enough to have those. I wasn't allowed to.
We
But yeah, that's
very
like
different.
that's the vibe
definitions
that
of
I
cool.
get from Invader Zim and that whole show, where it's like it tries so hard to be like super edgy and over the top, and I can't stand. It's like nails on a chalkboard for me, personally.
I get it. I liked
Yeah.
watching it. I thought it was funny, but I also don't remember watching it a ton.
Yeah, like I don't even remember. I don't remember that much. I do remember that like he was like an alien being of sorts that like crashed down on Earth, and he's I think he was assimilating long enough to try to get back out or dominate the world or some crap, right? Like he's trying to enslave everybody or some shit. I don't even remember what he was doing, but
There was something with taking
Story.
over the world.
He was
Yeah.
supposed to take over the world. He was annoying on his planet too. And they sent him to Earth just to like get him the fuck out.
Go deal with that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And Gur was supposed to be like some crazy robot thing that helped them, and it was broken.
It was
That's why sometimes it's an idiot, and then sometimes it's like will destroy
Just
you.
Kill mode, yeah.
It actually wasn't like on like Nickelodeon very often. It was on, but then like I've never watched it on TV. I've watched it on like VHS,
like streaming or on videos and stuff. Yeah.
So the person who played Zim
Mm-hmm.
is the same one that plays Alpha 9 in Power Rangers.
Alpha 9 and what now?
Alpha? In
Alpha
Power
9?
Rangers?
Oh, okay.
You cut out.
Yeah, you cut out.
Oh, that would be why. Okay, sorry. Yeah, the I.
Ah.
Yeah, same guy.
That's funny. That makes sense.
I love looking at all of the things that people are in.
Yeah.
Alpha 5, sorry, not Alpha 9. Oh, Alpha 9 was the one in the new one that they just came out with. I don't know if you saw it, but they had like this massive Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Return thing called
did they?
One and Always. Yeah, it was like a big deal, and it brought a bunch of the old people back.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it was really good, and that's why Alpha 9 came up. But yeah, it's interesting to see how many people that a lot of these people voiced.
Yeah, for sure. It's kind of crazy looking back at it.
And I know we talked so much about liking Rugrats, and I'm not doing the 1-star review on Rugrats. I don't want anyone to like start deleting the podcast or anything. But for me, it is Rugrats All Grown Up, the series. So All Grown Up.
Hard agree.
And the reason for this is I loved Rugrats. Burning Passion, great, absolutely loved it. They came out with the episode that was them in like this dream sequence of growing up. So they were the grown up versions of themselves, like All Grown Up.
Right.
And it was just an episode. And I thought it was so cool. And then they woke up and they were kids again. And then they came out with the series and it sucked.
Yeah.
Like it was so good as like a one-off thing, and then they completely trashed it by coming out with a TV show, and I hated it for it.
Yeah, and I don't know if I just also hated it because of like the like crotchety old man, get off my lawn mentality of like it wasn't broken, don't spin off. Like we don't need a spin off. It's a good show. Leave it at what it is.
Exactly. It could have gone on for generations.
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of did, but like the All Grown Up, it just wasn't the same. It was so much different, and like I get they were trying to introduce it to a new audience and stuff, but I just didn't go through well, and I wasn't a fan. Honestly, they're probably trying to gear it towards a newer generation. I am, in fact, not that newer generation.
Yep.
Yeah.
So for me, it was just a bad show.
It feels like they tried to do it not for the new generation, but to keep up with the generation that watched Rugrats. Because why would little kids care about when they're all grown up? You know what I mean? Like I think they were trying to make it so that we could relate to it as we grew up a little more. But like, nah,
failed.
The only thing I liked out of it was the theme song.
Oh yeah,
that I currently have stuck in my head. Like it's one of those theme songs that I don't think I'll ever forget. I'll be like in my 90s on my deathbed, like, all grown up, I really want to shout it out. And my nurses will be like, you gotta say goodbye to your grandma. She's dying.
Oh my God. Jeez.
Oof.
She's gone senile, kids.
You know, here comes the all grown up song again. We're just lucky it's not the Elmo's World jingle this time.
Oh my God.
She's on like a hospital bed in like a nursing home. And you just hear it coming from the door 24/7.
The grandkids came to visit and then they're like, never mind. She's got that song in her head again.
Oh, she's singing the song. She's going to tell us all about Nickelodeon. I don't care.
I was on a podcast when I was your age.
Mom, do we have to go in? Yes.
Oh man.
Those grandma memes are great though. Back in my day, we didn't have MP3s. We had CDs. I know what CDs are. CDs nuts. That's gonna be Amanda in like 30 years. 40 years, sorry.
You never know. I could be old and senile when I'm like 70.
I'm gonna
No,
go with
that'd be
35. I think all grown up though.
35.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
It's already happening.
Kind of. This is mom.
I think that's a solid place to end it for now though. Because we're gonna have so many more podcasts about Nickelodeon and like the different shows and stuff, and like we'll have one about specific shows and a part 2 of favorite. We'll also do favorite regular TV shows like the Amanda Show, Drake and Josh, iCarly, all of those, because those are incredible. But make sure to check out our other videos. They're on the channel or wherever you're listening to this. It might actually come up next, depending on how you're listening to it. So yeah. But thank you guys for watching. Make sure to check out our other stuff, and we will see you next week.
Peace out.
Thanks for having me.